All right, folks. Wow, my hair. Anyway, welcome back. As you can see, we got the bourbon in here. So the Avalanche is outside. The pretty shot motor's sitting here. So this motor held about, at best, 10 pounds of oil pressure, on average 5. Might have been the sensor causing that, more than the actual oil pressure, but it did have a very bad lifter. I bet money if I pull that apart, I'll find a lifter in there that's completely freaking flat. But I'm not going to. That's for sale. I got it posted for $500 or best offer. If you want, you can come and pull the harness and ECM and everything out of the bourbon for it and get yourself a drop-in for a freaking hot rod. Let's see. It got the transmission out of the Avalanche, chilling over here. It looks like it might have been reman. I'm not entirely sure. It does have a reman torque converter in it, so I'll give it that. I talked to a few people who build these, and they said most likely he didn't rebuild or replace the valve body. They said it sounds like he kept putting the same valve body back in the transmission, and that's what kept blowing it. So, good possibility there. All I know is I know for a fact the sun shells broke because I don't have reverse. I heard that hella bang when it went into double gear. And I don't have much of first left. So that transmission's history. The bourbon here, Seth went ahead and pushed in here. Good Lord. Sorry, the mold is making me yuck a little bit. Anyway, I've been vacuuming on this thing for a hot minute, so when this first come in here, this was completely level full. I'm on my 5th shot back full of stuff. Got the water pump off, a few other things off. I'm going to go ahead and get it as clean as I can up top, pull the intake, vacuum out the runners, tape them shut so I can get to the top bell housing bolts without having to fight. Then I'll crawl underneath, drop the transmission out of this thing, and we will go forward from there. Once the transmission's out, the engine shouldn't be a huge deal. Getting this engine into that truck will be more of a big deal because my cherry picker really doesn't reach. So I'm going to see if someone, I think Forrest said he could bring over a cherry picker that will reach, which would make it awesome. So for now, I'm going to continue ripping on this thing. It's slow going because I'm having to vacuum as I go, because all this crap, if I would have just pulled the intake off, would have gone straight into the motor, and it would not have been a good situation. If I wasn't keeping the engine, it would be a different story. So a lot of vacuuming, a lot of boring vacuuming. I've been at this, I got here at 7:30 this morning. It is now almost 10. Alright folks, and the camera is really dirty. Like, really dirty. Better. Still can't tell because the screen's dirty, but I think the camera's clean. Let's see, we've got the intake off, the AC's, well, it was already empty. Unhooked. I gotta go grab a power steering pump puller. And I've got motor mounts left up here, and drop the AC compressor off. Once that's done, we're done up top. Down below, I've got the transmission crossmember and the exhaust off. That entire side of the transmission is unhooked. Working on this side and the starter, which I don't know what it is with this one, but the starter's just retarded. You about got to pull the transmission to get the starter off, but you got to pull the starter to get the transmission out. It's a bitch. Anyway, the starter's hanging down there. I just can't get it off enough to be able to get to the converter bolts. So, right now, I'm waiting for a message from my boss on my second job. I am scheduled to work tonight from 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock. No, sorry. Yeah, 5 till 10. Yeah, 5 hours. Don't know if I need to do that tonight or not. Right now, I am going to assume I don't and continue working. But if it gets to within an hour or so of my shift, and he says I do, I'm going to have to go get a shower because I have transmission fluid in my hair and I am in food service, so that ain't going to work. So I'm going to have to get a shower and come back. For right now, though, I'm going to chill for a minute, get over my frustrations with this starter. And once I get the starter off, I'm only about an hour from tranny on the ground, and then another 20 minutes after that from engine in the air. And then this truck can go outside for now. I did air up all the tires and all that good jazz. They are brand new tires. He wasn't kidding. So that's where I'm at right now. I'll let you know. Alright, so I just got the call from work. I am off. I got the starter out too. That was interesting. You gotta flip it completely upside down and wiggle it and turn it and then pop it up and then lift the motor up and then it comes out. Stupid. It is a Gen 1 LS starter, not a Gen 2 starter. So I'll be putting my starter from my truck on this, hopefully. I gotta check, because this has a different flex plate and converter than my truck, which would have been an issue, but not a huge issue. But anyway, I am, let's see, bell housing bolts and one electrical connector away from having this transmission out. Then I'm going to go ahead and pop the last few things off and yank the engine out. Then I'm going to shove this freaking truck outside, and I'm going to shove the Avalanche back in, and we're having a party. I just posted up on Facebook. Anybody and everybody who is willing to come over tonight can come over tonight and help me out. I'll freaking appreciate the hell out of it. We're going to see. I might send someone to, like, Walmart to get hot dogs and shit, or beer. I don't care. Wait, we can't get beer at Walmart in Alabama. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're on it. Hey, y'all. Again. Transmission's out. Engine is about to come out. I need to pull the pulley off of the power steering pump in order to get the bracket free from the motor. That's a GM lovely thing. I used to have that tool. I sold that tool long ago because I don't work on trucks anymore. So I'm just going to run down to the AutoZone quick and grab it. I have a commercial account there, so all I got to do is holler at them. They'll give it to me. I can run up here, pull it, and then I'll probably keep it with me because I'm going to need the press to press it back on. I am going to have to change one exhaust manifold off of that engine to this engine because this one had an EGR and that one did not have EGR. And the flex plate's different, torque converter's different. There's a few different things. This one's got a shallower torque converter and a deeper flex plate. That one's got a deeper torque converter and a shallower flex plate. Don't know the difference. Don't really care about the difference. All I know is, after speaking with some folks, the 4L60 from a 2000 is the same as a 2005. That is all I care about. And the engine, I already know is the same. It's 24X. So, in 2006, I'd be screwed because that's when it switched over to the newer crank. So, this is a 24X LS 5.3 with good compression. Damn good compression. It was hard to turn this fucker over. But anyway, I'm going to run, grab that, get that pulled off, and I'll update you on the next. Probably about the next one, Scotty and them will be here. And we're going to try and knock all of this out tonight. Maybe. We'll see how late I want to be here. Probably very late because I can always just sleep in tomorrow. Woo! No one showed up yet, but they're on their way, supposedly. I believe they're going to come, actually. It's not supposedly. I know they're coming. Which is good, because getting this back in is way harder than getting it out. So I have to take the manifold off of that, swap it onto this. I got new gaskets for that. And then I'm going to vacuum this off, blow it off again. And we're going to go ahead and put this motor in that car out there. And then we're going to crawl underneath. We're going to hang a transmission in that truck out there. And once we get to that, I can do it solo or they can help. Which help is appreciated. Always appreciated. But the biggest part is getting it all in there and lined up is a bitch. The transmission, that's just going to suck. But the engine is a royal bitch because of the way I did the motor mounts. Normally I'd take 3 bolts out. I didn't even frickin' try. Normally I had a long ass 4-foot swivel ended extension that works great for that. I don't have that anymore, so it was just easier to pull long bolts. Going back in, probably not going to be easier that way, so we'll see what happens. Alright folks, well it's going on 8 o'clock at night and no one's shown up yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get a hold of Seth again. I'll be back up here at 7 a.m. again, and we'll use the skid loader to drag that thing out, shove the Avalanche back in so I can get this swap done. Maybe tomorrow. Probably not. Because I'm probably going to have to work tomorrow. Because tomorrow is the day before opening. So, there really isn't much option. But I'll grind on it for a while. And then about 3 o'clock I'll take off, go home, shower, and then go to work. Because I'm going to be nasty. It's what it is, guys. We didn't make the progress we wanted to make. Really, I've been ready to switch vehicles for about 3 hours now. Actually, almost 4. And I haven't had any help to do so. I can't move that Suburban by myself. I tried. I blew my back out. It just ain't gonna happen. I'm pretty sure I actually hurt my back because I got frustrated and started trying to push it out. And then when I realized it wasn't gonna push out, I had to push it back in to close the door. So anyway, I'm gonna load up, head out for the night.